The Nations Championship is here, and in this video, I'm going to be giving my previews and predictions for round one, every single game in round one for the Nations Championship. Now, I am so excited for this. I really cannot wait for this. It's been a long time coming. It's been hyped up for a while, and me personally, I am so excited about the Nations Championship, the first ever inaugural Nations Championship. Finally, we get to see Northern Hemisphere teams touring to a different team every single week in the Southern Hemisphere, because when it comes to the November test, the kind of November internationals, that is my favorite type of rugby throughout the entire year. A different team playing a different team every single week, and I like the fact that they're trying to do that now with the kind of July test series as well. Trust me, don't get me wrong, I do really enjoy the 3-match test series, but I think this just makes it a little bit different, spices it up a little bit, and I really cannot wait for this. But we've got some really exciting games this week. New Zealand versus France, Japan versus Italy, Australia versus Ireland, Fiji versus Wales, Springboks versus England, and Argentina versus Scotland. Some really fun games. And of course, for those of you that are fans of Tier 2 rugby as well, there is the World Rugby Nations Cup as well. I will be doing a preview and predictions for that one as well, but that will be in a separate video. But before we do get into it, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I appreciate all the support. The channel's really been growing very quickly recently. And of course, for all these teams, for all these games, I will be doing a match reaction. And for most of these teams, I will be doing the player ratings as well as a match preview for every single game before the game. So if you do enjoy this type of content, hit the subscribe button and stick around. It's going to be very fun. So let's get right into it. Starting off with the first game, New Zealand versus France. A very strong New Zealand squad chosen. Not sure what the team is yet at the time of recording, but I'm pretty sure we know kind of what the squad is going to be. We know what the strongest players are going to be like. We know it's going to be a very strong team. That being said, France isn't sending their strongest team, but it seems a bit like it is their strongest team because of all the Bordeaux players that are eligible to play. I mean, there's Mathieu Jalibert, Maxime Luku, Yoram Mofana, Damien Penaud's in the squad, Nicolas Deporté, Theo Atisogwe from Pau as well, Emilien Gaeton, Fabien Brau-Bory. All these phenomenal rugby players are still able to play in this game. Hugo Aradel as well in the forwards, Jefferson Poirot. Some really good players for France, and I honestly do believe France have a chance to win this game. But that being said, my prediction for this game is for the All Blacks to win. I really do think this year is going to be the year the All Blacks take a step up. Not just because of the coaches, but it's because of the players as well. There's some young players coming through, some informed players that played really well in the Super Rugby. And for me right now, just looking at it as a neutral from the outside, as a Springbok fan as well, but as a complete neutral, the All Blacks are really exciting me this year. I mean, there's players like Asafu Amua, who was awesome this year. A guy like Xavier Numia coming through as well. Of course, Tamati Williams will be missed, but there's some really good players. Tupu Vai was awesome for the Chiefs this year. The loose forwards, a potential loose trio of Peter Lakai, Ardi Savia, Wallace Tititi. There's Simon Parker as well, Luke Jacobson. Then you have guys like Cam Roygaard back, who could be pairing up with the up-and-coming, the really good youngster, Ruben Love as well, who's kind of entering his prime years as well. So for me, I do think the All Blacks will win this game, but I think it's going to be a very close game, and it could go down to the dying moments, because those players that are there for France, most of them are first choice, and Bordeaux, who I personally think probably is the best club team in the world, probably tied with Toulouse as well. Most of their players are there, so it's going to be very exciting. And I have seen the kind of spreads for this game, the kind of odds for this game as well, and it does seem like a lot of people are really making New Zealand to be the favourites. I think it's plus 11 for France as well, so they really do think that New Zealand will be winning this game. That being said, on to the second game, Japan versus Italy. I'm really excited for this game. Now, Japan, not normally part of the Rugby Championship. Italy, one of the weaker teams in the Six Nations, but definitely picking up their game. This is a really good opportunity for Japan to actually get some experience against some Tier 1 teams. I think they thoroughly deserve it. They have a lot of potential in their team as well. Then, of course, for Italy, a team on the up with a really good squad as well. I have to go to Italy for this game. I just think Italy is looking really strong right now. And I'm saying this right now. I am so excited for that Italy versus All Blacks game. I do think the All Blacks will win that game, but just for this Italy team to get a bit of a hit out there, for those All Blacks fans to kind of see, damn, this Italy team has really improved since that 90-7 or 90-0 performance in the 2023 World Cup, which was one of Italy's worst days ever in their rugby history. So I do think they will be able to turn things around, and I do think Italy will get the win against Japan in this game. But that should be a very exciting game. Japan likes to throw the ball around. So does Italy, but Italy's got a really strong, dynamic, explosive, very powerful forward pack, which I think might just get the better of Japan, just help them kind of rack up the scoreboard pressure as well. So game 2, I'm going with Italy for the win. Game 3, this is where it gets really exciting. Another massive game, and I think there's probably 3 or 4 massive games this weekend, and I think this one's a really big one as well. Australia versus Ireland. There's a bit of history between these two. It's a bit of an undercover rivalry starting to come through. Ireland last year destroying Australia in Ireland, Mac Hansen being one of the key drivers for that win. But Australia is looking really good right now. They're improving. Those last 2 games in the British and Irish Lions series as well, they look like the better team. Can they pull something off like that, but actually do it now in this game? I think they can, but I don't think they will. I have to go with Ireland for this one to get the win, but don't get me wrong. I think this game is going to go down to the 75th or to the 80th minute. I mean, there's going to be guys like Rob Valentini, Harry Wilson, Tom Hooper, Fraser McWright, Taniela Tupou, Angus Bell, Alan Ala-Atoa as well. A lot of other guys as well. Len Ikitau playing, Hunter Paisami, Joseph Sewali'i, Max Jorgensen, who I think will be one of those guys that could honestly push for a World Player of the Year award this year as well, versus a team that's really looking good right now. Started off the Six Nations quite poorly, but ended it off really strong. So I have to go with Ireland for this one. I think they've got a really strong team. Yes, no Caelan Doris. A few guys injured as well, like a Tommy O'Brien. Edwin Adogbo's not there either. But the squad they have right now is very settled, but also some really good up-and-coming guys that are youngsters, but also are in their prime years as well. So I'm really excited about this game. I think this game is definitely one to tick off. You have to watch this game this weekend. Moving on to the next game. Fiji versus Wales, a home game for Fiji in Wales. I think Fiji's going to win this game. I really do. I don't know why. Fiji is kind of Wales' bogey team and England as well, but I really do think Fiji have a chance to win this game. I've seen their squad. All their players, whether they play in the Super Rugby, whether they play in Top 14, whether they play in the Prem, they are in really good form right now. And I think Wales is a team on the up, and I think this game will go down to the 80th minute as well. It'll go down right to the very end because Wales is on the up. We've seen it recently, an okay win against the Barbarians, but the last actual international test match was a really good win against Italy, and I think maybe that Barbarians test match will help this Welsh team just have a bit more game time under their belt as a team as well. And I think Fiji, the one thing they can rely on is their skill set and just individual brilliance to kind of get them to win this game. I do think this is a massive occasion for Fiji, playing in the Nations Championship in this kind of group of players, this group of teams where they are considered one of the top 12 teams in the world. I do think this is a very good opportunity for Fiji, and I just see Fiji narrowly scraping by with a win in this game. But I think it's either going to be Wales winning it with a healthy score margin because they've played together and because Fiji might be a bit rusty right now, or it's going to be Fiji winning with some individual brilliance and some exceptional tries scored. So for me right now, I'm going to go with Fiji to win at home in Wales. So that's going to be a very interesting game though. I'm really excited for that one. And I am really excited to watch Wales this year as well because they are building something a lot better right now. There was a few years where all those players had to kind of be thrown into the deep end together and learn how to play rugby at international level together without any of those other star players that all seem to just retire at the same time. And I think this Wales team is also kind of bearing fruit from that. All the players are getting more experience, and I think they're looking like a much better team. So this Nations Championship will be a very good experience for Wales as well. And I think by the World Cup next year, this Wales team is going to be a completely different team as well. We're seeing a lot of their players coming through, and they've got a really good squad right now as well. So I'm very excited for this game. Moving on to the second to last game, in my opinion, the biggest game of the weekend. For me, I'd personally say this is the biggest game, then Australia, Ireland second, then New Zealand, France third, or maybe those two tied second, just because France didn't bring the entire full-strength team. South Africa versus England, the Springboks versus England at Ellis Park. This one feels massive. This feels like a huge occasion. I'm honestly, as a Springbok fan, I'm going to go completely neutral here, but I am nervous for this game as a Springbok fan. I know that England have been kind of put under the pump a bit with pressure right now. This will be a game that they've been targeting since they found out that they were going to be playing the Springboks at Ellis Park. I think right now probably is the best time for England to actually get a win against the Springboks in Johannesburg, in South Africa, with a few injuries, with a few players coming back from injury, with a few players coming off from a few lengthy kind of bans, lengthy injuries as well, playing in Japan. Kind of the squad's not really where it needs to be right now. The Springboks never play the best in the first 1 or 2 games either. So this could be an opportunity for England. I do think England are going to be there to play. It's going to be a very entertaining game. Definitely, in my opinion, the game of the weekend already. Just going into it, probably the most hyped up game. But I have to give the win to South Africa. And that's honestly an unbiased, neutral opinion. I'm just looking at the team that South Africa selected, and I think the starting lineup really is strong. And that starting lineup chosen from the Springboks is a team chosen to try beat England. It's not chosen for any experimentation. It's chosen to beat England, and I think they really will do that, but I think it's going to be a very close game. The last time England played together as a team, not the XV team, the actual team, they almost beat France in a Six Nations thriller. So if that England pitches up, it's going to be a really good game. That being said as well, Springboks and England have a really good, respectable rivalry. Yes, I know the Springbok fans always have a go at the England fans, but I have a lot of respect for England. I think they're a team that at every single World Cup, except for 2015, unfortunately for them, they always pitch up and they always have a chance to win. And I think it's going to be the same for them next year as well. And I think they have the style that can interrupt the Springboks play as well. But I do think the Springboks team has come a long way. I really don't feel like it's going to be the Springboks best, cleanest game, but I do think they will get the job done with the players they have chosen. And I'm really excited to see the bench from the Springboks as well. Some really good players chosen: Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Cobus Reinach's back as well, Kanan Moody, Andre Esterhuizen, other guys in there as well like Marco van Staden. Cameron Hanekom versus Henry Pollock will be really fun to watch. So this game definitely is the biggest game, but I have to go with the Springboks to win. But moving on to the final game of the weekend, one of those other big games. I probably have it ranked as the fourth biggest game of the weekend, but still a very underrated game as well. Argentina versus Scotland. Now, both these teams love running the ball from anywhere on the park. They throw the ball out wide. They do whatever they need to do to score tries. They play both physical games of rugby. And I think there is a bit of a contrast in how they play as well. Yes, they both are physical, but the way they play is a bit different. Argentina relies a lot on their individual brilliance, their speed, their kind of sneakiness in the way they play is almost a really good way to say it. Scotland relies on their structure, running lines, but a good attacking structure as well. But what both these teams do possess is a really attack-minded kind of style of rugby, which I think will be really fun to watch. The styles they play is different, but they are both attacking, so it's going to be very fun. I do think Scotland have to try survive that Argentina scrum, the Argentina set piece, because those Argentina forwards are absolutely massive. And trying to go to Argentina and beat Argentina, who's been beating some really big teams recently. I mean, they beat Wallabies last year, they beat the All Blacks last year, they almost beat the Springboks last year as well. To try go there and to beat them is going to be a very tough task, but I think it's going to be a very good challenge for the Scotland team as well. So I'm going to go with Argentina to win that game. I think it's a safe play. I would not be surprised if Scotland does win this game. This probably is the one game where I am the most 50-50, because I see how Scotland can beat Argentina and I see how Argentina can beat Scotland. It all just depends on who pitches up on the day. But this definitely, in my opinion, probably this game and the Fiji-Wales game, just looking at it from the outside, probably is the two most 50-50 kind of flip of a coin games, just based on how the team's been performing recently and how they are and where they do stack up against each other. So I'll just go over the results one more time that I have predicted. New Zealand to beat France, close game though. Italy to beat Japan, probably by 2 tries maybe, but I'm not going to give the exact scores. Ireland to beat Australia, but I won't be surprised if Australia do beat Ireland if they pitch up the way they did in the second and third test for the British and Irish Lions last year. Fiji to beat Wales. That's a bit of a risky one, but I think Fiji have a chance to beat Wales here. South Africa to beat England, but it's going to be a very close game. That's going to be a thriller. And Argentina to narrowly beat Scotland in a very good game in Argentina. So let me know your predictions down below. I am so excited for this week of rugby. Just stick around for the channel. You see a lot more content coming out this week. There's going to be the team selection reaction, the match previews, the match reactions, and the player ratings as well. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.